everyone, I hope you're doing well. So today I'm sharing with you guys my aesthetic Stardew Valley mods. I absolutely love this game. It's probably my favorite one ever because it's one of the rare cozy games that feel finished and worth the money, in my opinion. And there's a big modding community where a lot of people contribute to the content of the game, so there is constantly new things being added, whether that's the aesthetic components, quality of life, or just straight up new stories or characters. So if you're not playing the game yet, or you're not modding your game yet, I suggest you do if you can, because there's a lot of content that you're missing out on. That said, I created a Google Sheet with list of my aesthetic mods. I will link in the description so you can follow along. I included the links to download and some pictures so it's easier for you to find what you're looking for. Keep in mind that some mods require other mods to work, so just make sure you download those as well. And I will show you what the mod looks like or how it works live in the game. And I will do that up until the furniture section. So the furniture section, just here. Simply because this section has a lot of mods, so I'll only show you a few of them and I'll leave the rest for you to explore. Okay? Alright, so we'll start with the interface section. Alright, so the first one is the overgrown flowery interface. It's a very popular mod, so you've probably already seen this before. But yeah, I'm still showing it to you. So you can see here that it changes the interface here, changes the interface here, it changes the interface here as well. And also when you talk to someone, so here for example to my husband, it changes the interface as well, and it adds this little flower frame, which is really nice. So there's that. It's mostly that, I think. And then there's the overgrown flowery cursors. You can see that mine is version 1. So the rose, and then when you want to click on something, it kind of opens up. Okay, like that. It's cool. Hold on. That's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. It's just a nice little cursor. And then, so you've seen Alex's portrait, but let's say you want to see, so you can see her portrait here. It's really nice. But if you want to change portrait and you don't like it anymore, you can click on P. You can also change the key, the shortcut key later, but I kept it at P. If you want to see Emily's portrait, let's say. Next is the custom farmer portrait. You've already seen it a few times now. I'll just show you again. Let's say talk to Shane. So this is me, essentially. You could choose how you look like. I think it's nice. It adds a little personalization, and it's cool to be able to see your own portrait as well. Next is they deserve it to portrait for vendors. So this is the portrait of the vendor, so you have a little portrait for them too. I think it's just a nice little addition. Or here there's the mouse that sells hats. You can see his little portrait here, which is this one. Okay, and that's pretty much it for that section. Now we're gonna start with environment and buildings. So I am using the Pink Stations Cotton Candy Recolor in mint here. You can change the color you want. You can make it very pink, you can make it purple, you can make peach, off, whatever you want. You can also change the, hold on, I'll show you. Okay, hold on. Candy. Okay, here you go. You can change the color, so spring grass, mint, you see, in fall grass for me is peach. You can choose pink, peach, mint, which are the options that they show you here. In Nexus mod, you're gonna see that. And you can also choose the color for the dirt. You can choose light, medium, or dark. And rocks, sand, snow, water. Some of their water is like very pink or very blue. You can change it however you want. And what I really like about this mod is that it comes with buildings recolor, so you don't need to try to find town buildings retextures. It already has some of those included, and they already match the whole town recolor. So this is Marnie's ranch, and this is Leah's house, and this is Pelican Town, the Star Drop Saloon, and Pierre's General Store, and yeah. And Joja Mart. One thing to note, if you're thinking of adding expansion mods, so like Stardew Valley Expanded or East Scarp, the foliage is compatible or somewhat. So for example, here we're in East Scarp and the foliage is the same really. It's just the buildings that do not match. It's a little unfortunate, but so far I don't really mind. And the same thing for Ridgeside. The foliage is recolored, but the buildings are not. So yeah, Ridgeside I mind a little more because the colors are so much darker in Ridgeside Village, but it's okay. I'll deal with it for now. So now for the Seabreeze farmhouse. I think this is a gorgeous mod. It changes pretty much the whole layout of your house. So this is the first floor, and there's a little nice little waterfall where you can swim. That's pretty much it. Then if you go upstairs, you go to the second floor. This is our room. And then if you go another floor, it's so nice. Then you can go here too. Okay, and then you can go back. Then you can go back downstairs. And there's the little pool area. And then you can go downstairs to the cellar. But this one is a different mod, so if you want this part here, you would need a separate mod, this separate mod, okay? I'll show you around. It's a nice little basement. Oh, I could go here too. I've never been here. Another pool. It's a really beautiful mod. And then the locker area, all for myself and Alex. Okay, you can swim here again. Oh, I did not see this. I didn't see this before. Cool. You can swim again. Okay, and then we have a little lounge. And we're back. And that's pretty much it, I think, for the house. So for the overgrown fairy buildings, we have the house, the farmhouse. You have cabins, you have shed, barns, coops, stables. So here you have the coops and the barns. And then you have the well. You have the dog house here. The dog house is a separate mod. It's just another mod called Overgrown Fairy Dog House, I believe. Then you have another cabin. You have this table. You have a garage. This one is the premium barn and premium coop. Some of them are separate mod files, so you would need to look them up separately, download them separately, but they're all called Overgrown Fairy ... Okay, this one is the slime hutch, and then I will show you the greenhouse, which is here. Look how pretty. Okay, so that's pretty much it for that one. And then we have the Rosy Cottage farmhouse, which is my house here. I like this one. I prefer this one over the Overgrown Fairy farmhouse, so here it is. It just makes it a little different compared to everything else. Then we have the romantic fountains and arches, which is right here in my garden. So that includes this one, 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 not this one, sorry. But yeah, these are really nice. I fell in love the moment I saw them. They're so pretty. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there are more, but those are the ones that I have. There's this one as well. And there's this one, and there's this one, and I believe this one as well. Yes. So, really nice, really pretty. Alright, so the next one is the elegant town interior. I will show you the Pierre's General Store as an example. So you can see that it changes the colors inside the building. It's a lot less saturated and just generally nicer, in my opinion. I'll also show you the clinic. You see, it's a lot better. And that's about it. So the next one is the Hot Spring Farm Cave, which is the one right here. And you're there. You can swim if you have the swim mod, and it's just a nice little relaxing spot. Makes the cave a little more interesting. The next one is the seasonal floral bus recolor. So it changes the aesthetic of the bus to this one, and it changes every season. So yeah. Alright, so now the relaxing greenhouse. It changes the interior of your greenhouse. I have nothing for now, but it makes it really pretty. It's so nice. And that's pretty much it. Very simple. The next one is the garden village retexture for shed. So it essentially changes the exterior of the shed using alternative textures. So these are this one, and this one. The next one is the immersive barns and coops. It essentially changes the layout of your barns and coop, and you can change the colors, so whether you want it to be lighter or darker, and add some individual space for each animal. So yeah, that's pretty cool. The next one is the multi-room sheds. It's pretty straightforward. It simply adds another room to your shed instead of one single room, and then if you upgrade it, it adds 2 more, so you'll have a total of 4 rooms. And that's pretty much it. And then Delaney's energetic buildings. These ones are really pretty. So this one here is the shed, and then the silo, and then another shed, and the mill, and the well. So there are plenty of other buildings that you can include in your game, but these are the ones that I have. The seasonal picnic bowl, that would be these ones and these ones. It changes the aesthetic of the pet bowls, which I think is much better than the original ones. There's even a little egg here. I'll show you. If you change, let's say this one, you can change it to an egg. The next one is seasonal path and flooring, and that includes these ones. This is the stone path, I believe, and then this is the stone walkway floor. You see here all the variations that they have. And then you have the wildflower grass field, which looks like this in the game. It simply changes the look of the grass, and that's pretty much it. The next one is the custom buildings all-in-one pack. This one has like 5 buildings, I think, or even more. They're really pretty. So this one's the brewery building, and this one's the bakery. You have here the winery, and then this one is the tea shop. Yes, you can see here. There's also this one, which is the flower shop, and the conservatory right here. They're all really pretty, really nice. I really like this mod. The only thing is it can be a little complicated to update. You will need to remove everything that is in the buildings and then destroy the buildings, and then you can update. I made the mistake of not destroying them before updating, and it was a hassle to fix. The game was essentially not playable, so yeah, make sure you demolish your buildings before updating the mod. Fairy fountain furniture. Okay, so that would include this one, a fountain like this one, and you can also change the color. Okay, you can make it darker, maybe change the blue, the water. I like this one, it matches more my aesthetic, so I chose that one. Then you have this one as well, and you have this one as well, which is really nice. It's really pretty, and that's pretty much it. And then this one is essentially a recolor of this mod. That's why I was able to change the colors here, you know, with the paint bucket, which comes with the alternative texture mod. So you just kind of, this is the original one, then with the recolor, Muskie's recolor, you can change the color. So that's cool. Okay, so the next one is Daphne's ice cream truck. It's a cute little ice cream truck, and it's also functional, so you can buy ice cream. Let's say I want to buy coffee ice cream, then I can eat it. Yes. Next one is the seasonal fence. I'm not really using the seasonal fences, but I'm using the gate. You see this one? This one. I'm using the seasonal gate. So that one. That's pretty much it. The next one is the seasonal outdoor fences, the white ones, which is this. Okay, it just changes the fences, and I think it's much better. It suits my aesthetic a lot more. And that's pretty much it. Fashion. If you look at me, my character, let me zoom in a little. just a little. You see that I am wearing a nice dress. That is the Dawn's Florist gown. Fairy wings and accessories. That is one of the accessories. So accessory number 1, leaf wings. You can change medium fairy wings or small fairy wings. I'm using the leaf wings. You have Blight's dynamic HD accessories. That would be the flower that I have right now. So I can show you the other options quickly. Like this one, Starry Night, star, ribbon, a rose, a leaf, lotus leaf, and yeah. I really like this one. I really like the flower one. And then we have the eye makeup. Essentially it changes the eye shape. It makes it a little less, you know, basic. A little much cuter. I included this in fashion, but it's not exactly fashion. It's just kind of changes the mariner to a mermaid, a seasonal mermaid. So each season is going to be a different mermaid, and yeah, you see that it's a mermaid. The mariner is gone, and keep in mind that the mermaid only shows up on rainy days, so if it's sunny you probably won't see one. Now for the next one is Kuya's accessories pack. If I zoom in a little, you can see that I am full of sparkles, and that is part of the accessories pack, so that will be most likely this one, but I can show you the others. Accessories, so this is N9 for the sparkles, and then there's butterflies, there's purple butterflies, and then there's other things, but I'm gonna keep the sparkles. And that's pretty much it for the fashion section. Now for the tools and weapons. For the animated scarecrow critters, that would include this one, which is the squirrel. And then there's also this one, and you can change the way it looks so that the animated scarecrow critters include probably up to here. So you can change it if you prefer a snail, for example, or this one even, turtle, or a rabbit. The next one, rosy picket fences. That would be this one, the fence that I'm currently using, or this. This is the white one, and this is the pink one. If you use the paint bucket, you could change the way it looks. So from here to here, it includes the rosy picket fence mod. Then you can change it as you wish, or even this one. Whoops. And then this is the gate part. You can change it so that there's no flower, so it's just a vine. Whoops. Or you can change this different type of gate. The rosy picket fence mod is from this one to this one. I like this one. Now the vintage candle and magical vials. Okay, that you can find at the clinic. It simply changes the way it looks. So this one would be this one, and then the muscle remedy is this one. Okay, I'm not sure where the others are. Maybe it's this clinic, I'm not sure, but it just changes the way it looks. And I have the car warp, which is essentially a car furniture that allows you to teleport, let's say, the town square. Then you're in the town square. You can have as many as you want to help you get around faster. Okay, so the next one is the motorcycle mod. It's not exactly a horse replacement mod. It helps you travel much faster than with a horse, but it's also not just to travel. Let's say here, there's a lot of weed and there's some little stones. Let's say you want to clean up a little. You can with the motorcycle, so you can remove the weed a little, break the stones, and also like the little wood. It's just to clean up the little debris. Now the next one is right next to it, the tractor. The tractor mod itself is not exactly an aesthetic mod. It's more of a functional mod, or like a quality of life mod. But I had to include it to include the tractor remodel mod, which is the aesthetic mod I want to talk about. For that, we need the tractor mod, and the tractor mod is super useful. You can do a lot of things with it. It's not exactly fast, so I'll just get the horse, and actually I can use it here. You can summon the tractor, okay? You can add a shortcut key to summon the tractor. For me, it's add, meaning the plus sign on my keypad, and then to dismiss it I use subtract, which is the minus sign. Let's say go here. So let's say I want to summon the tractor, press on the plus sign, and I have it. And then I want to chop the tree. It works. Is there anything else that I could do here? No. Okay, let's say I go here. I'm gonna chop the tree. It works. I'm gonna chop this little tree here. It works. Once you're done with it, you just click on the shortcut key that you set. For me, it's the minus. So that worked. Now I'm gonna start with the animals mods. I really like this. This is my ultimate favorite section. I have a lot of animal mods. It makes me really happy to see all the little animals everywhere. So let's start with the dragons. Various dragons. That would be these dragons. So this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Those are cows. So when you buy a cow from Marnie, and then when it becomes an adult, you can use the scissors. And then when it's fully grown, so I think it's like after 5 days or something, you can use the scissors to change the way it looks. So as an adult, that's what the cow looks like. And I have a few of them. I really like them. And that's it for this mod. Next is lion pet. That one is in my house. This is the lion pet. It's a lioness. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It's a retexture of a dog, I think. Yeah, these are all my dog retextures. And then there's else cuter barn animals and cuter coop animals. So that is just to change the way they look. I think they look much better than the original versions. So that's for the cow, the pig, the goat. So for the coop animals, that would be these ones, the little ducks, the little chicken. Makes them look cuter than the original versions. Then you have the mystic truffle foxes right there. There are a few variations. There are 9 variations, so you can change the colors as you want. And yeah, they're just there, and then they give you truffles that you could sell. And then there's Pokemon Ranch. I think this is one of my favorite mods ever. Some of them lay eggs, others give you other things. So that's cool. Just seeing them makes me really happy. And then there's another, I believe there's another barn. Other Pokemons, just to kind of give you guys an idea. And they give you a lot of interesting stuff that you can sell. Just makes the game more interesting than getting the usual egg or usual products, you know, the usual animal products. So there's that. And then we have the Altaria horse replacer. You've seen my Altaria quite a few times now. Let me call. Okay, here we go. This is it. It's essentially a horse replacer, and you can ride it. The only thing you have to say about this is that it's a little glitch. So let's say you mount it when it's facing towards you, and there's a glitch for like it shows two heads, or if you hop off, see, let's see, there's two heads, and then there's two heads. I don't really mind, but it's just something for you to note if it's something that bothers you, okay? And then there's kitty cats. Okay, so this one, we have a cat here. Okay, let me just maybe zoom out a little, maybe we'll see better. And then there's another cat here. Essentially adds some cats everywhere, maybe only in town, but yeah, it just makes me happy to see a bunch of cats. And then there is domestic animals. So it essentially adds some pets for everyone, or maybe not everyone, but like most people. Yes, okay, so let's say Abigail's pet is a rat. So you can see here, for example, Leah. You can see her two pets. Oh, or two rabbits. Yeah, so that's just an example. And now squirrels, just this one here, I think. Oh, and this one, we have two there. And then there is Wild Animals by Small Human, which is the same mod author as the domestic animals one. So essentially it just adds a lot of animals everywhere. So you can see here the fox. You can see, I don't know what that is, but that is one of them. You can see a squirrel. Then you can see here, are those rats? Potentially. You can see another squirrel. Then you can see the little ducks, so cute. And next is the Chocobo Valley. So it essentially adds chocobos to your farm, as some of them are barn animals and some of them are coop animals. You can go here. It's a building. This one is a building. You go to Robin and build it, and then you can buy the eggs, and then you put the eggs in the incubator. So for example, here I have two little chocobos that hatched, and I'm just waiting for them to grow up. And these are all my animals. Then you have here the pet bunny rabbit, which is this one here. It's just an additional pet that you can get from Marnie. And then you have the red panda barn animals, which is this one and this one. You cannot change the texture, but yeah, they're really cute. Hamtaro adoptable pets, which is this one. You have multiple variations, but I will have this. I think I can change it. Yeah, I can change it with the scissors. I grew up watching Hamtaro. I used to love it. The next one is the Harvest Moon cows. They're a lot bigger than the original cows in Stardew Valley, and I think they're just really cute. So I wanted to have them. Look, why don't you look at me? Come on, there you go. Oh, she's so cute. So yeah, I just really wanted that. Okay, and then there's Elle's Cuter Cats. This is how they look like. Elle's Cuter Cats. These ones, I guess, are the normal ones. And Cuter Cats starts here to here. And then there's the cute fox and red panda horse replacement. So that would be this one here. I'm using the mod multiple horses to be able to have multiple stables and horses on my farm. But that's what it looks like, and I can also just change my Altaria here to this one is the red panda, and then this is a cute fox. It's really cute, but I personally really like my Altaria, so even if there's a glitch of two heads, I still really like the Altaria. Okay, and then there is Minchino cat replacement. This one is the one right here. Hi there. You can change the color. You have multiple color options. So I could use this one, let's say, or I like this one. Yeah. The next one is yet another dog mod. I absolutely love this mod. I think it's the first animal mod that I've ever downloaded. So what it does is it changes the way the dogs look. So these are two examples. So let's say I want to change. So there's the Pomeranian. So you can see all the different variations. So that would include this one, this one, this one, this one, and then this one. And obviously there are more, but in different colors, but it gives you a good idea of what they look like. And then there's the Azaki short hair cats. So that'll be this one. You can also change it to the gray version. There you go, that's what it looks like when it's on its feet. It's really cute. And then there's Puppy Cat for cats, which is this one right here. I'm gonna move it a little so you can see better. There you go. And then there is the Fennekin cat. Okay, so that would be this one here. That's for the Fennekin pet. Okay, and then the next one is the Cutie Kitty Cats. I think this is the last one in this section. So this is the cute kitty cat. You can also change the way it looks so that it looks more beige or darker. I like the white one, so there you go. That's pretty much it. So that ends the animal section. I might add more later on as there will be more animal mods. I really like animal mods, and every time I'm gonna find one that I like, I'm gonna add. So I would probably update this list at that point. The next section of mods include mods that are not purely aesthetic mods, but they help you have a more aesthetic farm or just more aesthetic valley. Okay, so that's why I included it there. They make your job a lot easier when you're trying to make things more visually appealing. For example, there is the Move It mod. So let's say you go to mod options, Then click on move it. Okay, it helps you a little. Mod enabled, yes. Mod key, so what you need to do to move the object, and move key, mouse left, cancel key, escape, and sound is just swoop. So the mod key, left alt, so you just click on the left part of your mouse and then click on alt at the same time. So let's say I want to move my horse, or my Altaria in this case. So I click on alt and left, and then I move it with my mouse, and then I place it, okay? Or my puppy cat, and then I move it, okay? You can use that for buildings as well. Let's see, this one, I can move it, but I'm gonna keep it. Barn animals, or another building. Oops. Easy, so you don't have to go to Robin to try to move things around. The grass, you can also do that for the grass. Okay, if it's in the way, you just move it. You can also do that for certain bushes and trees. So this one, I can't. This one, it's just part of the map. You can't move it, but I believe I can move her. Yes, I can move her. I don't think I can move this. Yeah, it's just part of the map, I guess. But yeah, I think it's pretty neat when you're trying to decorate, or you're trying to do things and you want to move things around. It's just much easier. And then there is precise furniture. So this one I really appreciate, because when I place certain things, okay, let's say I'm trying to place this chair, okay, and then I want it to be, you see how it snaps, but I want it to be like precisely at a certain coordinate, let's say. So I put my cursor on, wait, let me just change it. I put my cursor on it, and then I click on arrow keys. So let's say I wanted to go to the left, so I press on the arrow keys while my cursor is on the item. Okay, I think it's better if you're in a corner so you can't move, but see? But let's see, so here I move it there, so I can precisely place that. Multiple horses, I mentioned this before, but it's just a mod that allows you to have multiple stables and multiple horses in your game. And I currently have 2 horses, so you see 2 stables. Oops. So I have my Altaria with this stable, and I have my little fox there, and that's pretty much it. And then the next one is build and place anything anywhere. Okay, this is super useful. It allows you to place furniture and buildings wherever you are. So let's say I'm here and I want to place this furniture, I can, okay? Or if I want to build let's say a shed here, okay, you just click on the shortcut key that is set in the mod options. So build and place anything anywhere, it should be anything anywhere, this one, that's what it's called. Let's say building, so it says here what the shortcut key is, and in this case it's the OM comma. Okay, so if you do just a quick Google search, it says OM comma is a key found on some computer keyboards, typically the bottom row to the right of the M key and below the L, which is exactly where it is on my keyboard. So it's the comma right above the space bar. So I click on it, and then you have access to Robin's building menu. So you can build a coop, barn, well, silo, mill, you can build whatever you want. So let's say I want to build, you know, a coop. Oh, I don't have enough stone. What do I have enough of? A shed. Okay, let's say I want to build a shed right here. Is it the ideal location? Absolutely not. But maybe you want to build it there, right? And I have instant build, so it's already built, and there you go. And then you want to, let's say you want to move it, you can move it here and move it there. But you can also just use Alt and left key like I said before, so you move it. Let's say you want to demolish it. Demolish. And there you go. Super convenient. It saves you a lot of time when you build something, and just generally speaking, even on your farm you can just do this and then build whatever you want to build. Okay, so now hover labels. You've probably noticed this already on my game. Whenever my cursor is on something, an item, a building, this one, pet bowl, I can see what it is. Okay, so let's see this one. I'm confused, I don't remember what this was. Gives you classical garden statue. Super useful when you have a lot of things like me. And you can get a little overwhelmed with everything. And then the next one is the zoom level. You've probably seen me zoom in and zoom out a few times. This is great for designing your farm and just kind of planning the layout. So if I zoom out, this is what it looks like, and if I zoom in, this is what it looks like. Pretty cool. And then there is Happy Home Designer. This is super useful. I don't remember what the game looked like or how the game worked before this. I'm just so used to this one. So let's say I have the designer stream catalog. I click on it. Okay, I click on it, and then I have access to pretty much all the furniture that I have in the game. Okay, this is a game changer. Like I told you, I don't remember how I was playing the game before this mod. So let's say I want a bed. Let's say I want a bed. I want to get this one. When you see a star like this, that means that it has alternative textures, so you can, change the way it looks. That means that the paint bucket would work on this. So let's say I choose the mermaid bed, okay? Then I use paint bucket, then I could change the way it looks. And then look like this. And then if I don't want to have it anymore, okay, you can throw it away in this little garbage bin. I don't know, it's kind of hidden right now, but there's a garbage bin behind. So I just throw it away and it's gone. Super useful, and I could just go around everywhere. And then if I want to change the wallpaper or the flooring, then I can. Okay, let's say I want to change to this one, but I don't really like it, so I want to go back, I can. And let's say I want to change the floor, I can see all the floorings that I have. So let's say this one, it's not nice, but it worked, and I can go back. So that's how it works. Super useful. I will not be able to live without this mod. It makes my life so much easier, and it just makes decorating a lot more enjoyable. So there's that. And then the last one in this section is alternative textures. I already talked about this, but I'm just gonna briefly talk about it again. So essentially, when you have alternative textures, you can change the texture of a lot of things. So it could be an item or an entity, so like an animal. You can change the way it looks. So if there's no alternative texture, it will tell you has no alternative textures for this season. Okay, maybe some items only have alternative textures for one season. I'm not sure, I haven't encountered that yet, but yeah, generally speaking, if you can change the way it looks, it will allow you to. So let's say I want to change my table to a little piano. You can. Or this one. You can. So it will show you all the possible furniture that you have in your game. Okay, for that particular item. Sometimes it can be a pain because some furnitures that you download on Nexus mods only work with alternative textures. So they're not separate furniture, they're only textures. So you might have to try a bunch of furniture before you can find the texture that you are looking for. So for example, I'll give you an example. You want a particular bed that is not here, okay? So you check the ones that have the little star, and once again, maybe you want this one, okay? Notice how this is not here, okay? So that means that it's not a separate item, it's not a separate furniture, it's just a retexture of the bed. So it can be a pain if it's just a texture, but yeah, it is what it is. And for me personally, it's part of the fun because I get to explore everything and it's just fun. But some people might find that annoying because sometimes you have a very difficult time finding the furniture that you're looking for or the texture that you're looking for. It can be a bit time consuming. So for the bed, it's pretty easy because if it's a bed, then you know it's in the bed section, and there's not a lot here that you could just look. But if it's an ambiguous furniture, they don't know what it is, then it can be a bit hard. So for example, here you have the drums, but this is artist bookcase, but then the drums are here and they're divided in two, but that's not much of a problem. You could just, do this. But it's an artist bookcase, okay? You wouldn't know that the drum is in there, right? So sometimes it takes a little while to find the furniture mod that you downloaded, okay? So like here, you don't know what this is, but it's China cabinet. The more you play, the more you get used to it, but it can be a little annoying. Okay, so now furniture section. I will show you a few of them and then let you explore the rest, simply because there's a lot of it, and I'll let you explore what really interests you. But I will show you a few of them just kind of as an example, okay? For example, the Animal Crossing villager plushies. So that includes this one, and you could tell on the label that it's called brown armchair, so that would help you find it later on. So that's the default, and these are just retextures of the brown armchair, okay? So these are all the plushies that you have for Animal Crossing. And then at the same time, I wanted to show you the bakery furniture. Okay, so another example of furniture mods is the Sanrio furniture. So this one is the Hello Kitty one. Really cute, and it's a full set, so you can just have a full-on Hello Kitty house. It comes with the wallpaper and the floor as well, so it's pretty complete. I can just live my Hello Kitty dreams. Now this is the My Melody furniture set. There's probably some more that I haven't included in this, but you have a good idea of what it looks like. And then there's Cinema Roll. So there we go. That's pretty much it. There are plenty of other furniture that you can explore. Feel free to download whichever one you like, and I hope you guys liked the video, and I hope that you found some mods that interest you and that make you excited to play the game. I really like Stardew Valley. It's such a fun game and it's full of content. There are new mods every week, really. I'm gonna keep updating the Google Sheet whenever I find new mods, or if I see that I forgot some. So yeah, I'll try to keep it as updated as possible. And thank you guys for watching.